And we're back for another episode. In this episode I'm going to be unlocking the Sightseeing Log. So to do that you need to come to the Adventurers Guild here in Gridania and talk to Naoh Gamduhla, and you have to have finished the level 20 main scenario quest Sylph-management. So if we talk to her, the quest is called A Sight to Behold, and as you can see it's level 20. So it says Naoh Gamduhla wishes the patrons of the Carline Canopy would keep a closer eye on their belongings. So if I'm not busy enough without playing Lost and Found, oh, do forgive me, friend. Once again, one of our customers has departed without her belongings, and I'm at a loss for what to do about it. While I understand that adventurers have many cares on their mind, it would make my life much easier if they would keep their personal effects in order, but you do not come here to lend an ear to my grumblings. This is a book in question. The face of its owners was unfamiliar to me, but Eral over there seemed quite smitten with her. As with every pretty lass, he lays his eyes on, but that's neither here nor there. Might I trouble you to inquire as to the girl's whereabouts? I found the man to be less than forthcoming ever since I sprung his advances. Okay, so now we need to talk to Eral. So Eral says, the sweet little thing with the journal. Of course I remember her, and remember her well. Had a smile to warm the heart and a laugh. A lilt, one might say, to tickle the depths of the soul, and she was most eager to hear tales of my many travels, which speaks to a keen and sensitive mind. Jilly, I believe her name. No, that's not right. Jilly was the redhead from last week. Damned if I can remember. You must understand, no small number of comely lasses seek out my company. I dare say keeping all of the names and faces straight is an adventure in itself. Anyway, the girl spoke of paying a visit to Apkalu Falls before travelling on. Like as not, you'll find her there now, shedding a tear or two at our parting. Do pass along my regards if you see her. She should readily recognisable in that charming straw hat of hers. Okay, so we need to go to Apkalu Falls, which is in Old Gridania. Right here. So I'm going to quickly teleport to the amphitheatre, then run from there. So for the purpose of this guide, I'm going to be showing this quest how to unlock it and explain the concept of the Sightseeing Log. But I will not be doing this is a guide of all locations and so on, because that's already been done. Instead, I'm just going to link to where those guides can be found. And this feature is purely for the sake of exploring. It's purely an addition. It's not required for anything else. It's just for the fun of it. So anyway, here's the person. So, pardon, I don't believe we've met. You've got something on mine, you say? So let's hand over this age-worn log. It says, within its brittle pages are detailed sketchings of landscapes and vistas numbering in the hundreds. My journal, thank the 12. In my haste to escape the clutches of that insufferable Muntagmunga, it slipped my mind entirely. Might I be so bold as to ask your name? You have my gratitude, Mithrie. It may not look like much, but I count this humble diary among my most prized possessions. Its pages brim with tales of the most heart-stirring sights to be seen in our realm. As told to me by the sensitive souls I have met in my travels across Eorzea, tales that have struck with me with a most incurable case of wanderlust. As an adventurer, you too have seen the realm, I am sure, but I would ask you, Mithrie, have you truly seen her, borne witness to Eorzea in her myriads of splendour? Have you stood on the palm-fringed beaches of Costa del Sol, just as the sun peeks out of the horizon, its rays kissing the sands beneath your feet? Have you lost yourself in the night sky of the Sagoli, adrift amidst a boundless sea of stars? But why do I even try to convey with words that which must be seen to be appreciated? To our fortune, whithersoever we wander, Eorzea's beauty is but a stone's throw away. If I may quote my journal, yes, this is one. Afore the fane beneath the two that are as one, her divine cup runneth over with light ethereal. Such were the conjurer's words, and I would see as she saw. I saw for myself before coming here, and I can assure you the conjurer spoke true. Indulge me and go there and look out upon the beauty before you. I would hear your thoughts. Okay, so for this first one, we're going to be told exactly where to go, so we have to go right here next to the White Mage, next to the Conjurer's Guild. I was thinking White Mage, but White Mage is the actual job, and Conjurer is the class. It is a good idea to get into using the Aethernet shards, because they will save you a lot of time if you're not doing it already. Okay, so we're here, so now we're going to do /lookout. There you go. It says, you have looked upon one of Eorzea's stunning vistas as identified by the explorer Milith Ironheart. Return to Abkula Falls and report your sighting. Okay, that's done. Now, when you do the sightseeing log, you will be able to... when you do them, you'll have to go at a certain time to a certain location. Obviously, you have to find the location. But also, it depends on the weather as well. And the weather does change at 3 times of the day, which I believe are 4 AM, noon, and 8 PM Eorzea time, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Whatever it is, will definitely detail it in the description. So anyway, it says, welcome back, Mithrie. I trust you were as moved by the sight as I was. The great stone that adorns the entrance to Stillgate Fane is none other than the Sky Serpent's egg, cast down from the heavens of Nofika the matron so long ago. And those mammoth tree trunks, remnants, no doubt, of primeval forest. Whence did they come? Why do 2 grey abors grow as one? This I do not know, but what I do know is that the realm is replete with such beauty, if only we know where to look. This is what compels me to wonder, not the promise of power, glory, or riches, but a burning desire to bear witness to all the wonders around us, as wrought by gods and men alike. Though we have just met, the twinkle in your eye tells me that we share certain aesthetic sensitivities. It would be my pleasure to gift you with a sightseeing log of your own. In its pages you will find my record of the most stirring sights in the realm, both those I have seen with my own eyes and those I have, thus far at least, only heard of in my travels. No doubt your adventures keep you occupied, but is this not all the more reason to take in the sights as you travel, that both body and mind might enjoy a moment's respite from time to time? And who can say, perhaps you will discover glorious new vistas that have eluded even me. With that, I wish you safe travels, Mithrie. When you have seen all there is to see, pray return to me. I would like nothing more than to share impressions with a fellow sensitive soul. Okay, so let's complete that quest. So it says, you now have access to the Sightseeing Log, a compendium of the most beautiful sights to be seen in Eorzea, as compiled by the explorer Milith Ironheart. To open it, select Logs from the main menu, followed by Sightseeing Log. From the snippet of information contained within, identify and seek out locations described. Note that certain sites may only be properly appreciated at a given time of day or under ideal weather conditions. Perform the desired emote while taking in the sights, and the entry of the corresponding vista will be marked off. With your sightseeing log in hand, go forth and see Eorzea as few have ever seen her before. So here, Sightseeing Log says, a sightseeing log is a comprehensive record of breathtaking landscapes, stunning vistas you have discovered across Eorzea. Vistas are only recorded upon discovering the exact location noted in Mithri's impressions. Time of day and weather are also important of uncovering a vista, as are the emotes you perform once you have arrived at one. Mithri's impressions will often contain hints on these hidden conditions, though you may still need all your wits to discover some of the more obscure entries. Once an entry is completed, a rough sketch and information on the location's history will be added to your log. Okay, so they said to access it, open up logs, and here sightseeing log. But what I'm going to do, just to make it a bit easier for myself, I'm going to go to here, I think it's here, main commands and sightseeing log, and I'm going to drag it right to my sidebar, just so I can do a single click without having to find it here. I can just click there any moment, it's straight open straight away in one click. So okay, so what you can find in the description of this video is links to where all the locations of the vistas are, and also I'm going to link to Mr. Happy's visual guides, because he has made visual guides explaining where each location is as well. Mr. Happy being another Final Fantasy XIV YouTuber, and also happens to be a member of the same free company as myself, Legacy, here on Saga Tarnis server. So yeah, so hope you enjoy it. I don't really want to spoil it. I don't really want to rush through it. I'm going to take my time with it, try and discover it as much as I can, because one thing you can do is that when you open the sightseeing log, you can read the description to try and work out where it is, and it does give you a hint. So obviously this one is in Limsa Lominsa, so it says, under the azure I gaze down upon warships free, their billowing sails of crimson, leaving no doubt as to who truly rules the seas. Such were the merchant's words, and I would see as he saw. So, you know, if we go after this first one, just following that hint, so we have to find somewhere where we can look down on 3 ships. So because we have to look down, I'm going to assume it's in Upper Limsa. So let's see. Let's go to... I guess we could go to the... Let's go to the Culinarians Guild. Okay, so any ships? Okay, here's a ship. So I wonder. There you go, 3 ships, 1, 2, 3. So if I stand here, go to aha. Now this is something to know about this feature. As you can see here, when you arrive at the location you need to be, it says you have arrived at a vista. This is how you know that you've arrived at the right place. So I'm going to try and see if this works. So let's do lookout. Okay, so it didn't work just now, but it's because they said the weather and the time does affect if it will work or not. So I believe, just checking the list, I've linked in the description, that this one will actually activate at 8 AM. So let's skip forward to 8 AM. Okay, so as we're approaching now 8 AM, just wanted to make a last note about this sightseeing log. Is when they say you have to know the weather, for this particular vista, the very first one, it says 8 AM onwards at this location, and the weather has to be fair. Now the way to check what the weather is, you can put your mouse right here, and as you can see, fair. It tells you right there what the weather is, in case you're in any doubt, in case you can't tell from looking around. So that will tell you exactly what it is. So when you if you're following any of the guides explaining the exact conditions to find them, then that's how you check the weather right here. So once this hits 8 AM, as you can see very soon, then I will just use the lookout command. And you don't necessarily use lookout at all of them, because it will depend on the description. Should give you an indication about what emote to use in order for the sightseeing log to activate. So because this particular sightseeing log did not give any indication, I'm just going to assume it's lookout, because that's normally what it is when there isn't any indication. And the last thing to note as well is that when they talk about the times, they're talking about Eorzea time. So if you were to click on this, you can see local time, server time, Eorzea time. So Eorzea time is what you want. So once it hits 8 AM, I'm going to execute this command. There you go, sightseeing log complete. So if I go back to the sightseeing log, you can see here it's now updated to say it's been done, and it's giving me a more description about this place. So it says these docks provide safe mooring for the Thalassocratic Navy's principal squadrons, also known as the Crimson Fleet. To prevent sabotage, the admittance to the area is forbidden to the general citizenry. However, on clear days, one may catch a glimpse of the Armada flagship, the Triumph, from atop one of Limsa's Marriott spans. That's interesting. So it's actually a place we're not allowed to go to, which is pretty cool. So anyway, so that's the sightseeing log. So hope you enjoy it. In total, there are 80 entries to do. So you have to do the first 20 and then 60 more on lock to do. And there are guides out there explaining where all 80 are if you want to speed through it. So anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me and goodbye from Mithrie.